Hi guys, Sierra here. Welcome back to the channel. As always, we're here to uplevel your consciousness and connect you to a more unique and personal healing journey. First thing I want to say is I don't have my lighting up, I don't have my mic up. I really just wanted to have more of a natural video, one where I just sit and kind of talk to you guys about what's going on with me. And I also have a little bit of bullet points over here. I'm going to be completely honest. So if you see me kind of going, that's why. I gotta be honest, I'm nervous. Like sitting here, my heart is kind of racing and I'm just trying to take some time to acknowledge what I'm doing and honor what I'm doing. It's obviously vulnerable for most people to sit in front of a camera and talk, for one, and two, to talk about the things that I'm about to talk about. A lot of what I've been thinking about and doing, the practices that I've been doing day to day, revolves around self-care. Hopefully I don't play with my cardigan too much, but I'm a little chilly. So the main things I want to talk about is what I've learned from being in a relationship to now being single for almost 6 months, and the things that I've been doing to try to heal the things that have been coming up. I hope you guys have a takeaway from this. Comment down below if anything resonates, and if you have any breakup tips for anybody. That's kind of what this is. It's kind of some breakup tips, I suppose. My last relationship helped me see my trigger points within myself. I think, me and my ex, we both know that we loved each other deeply, but we both were no saints. We both had issues within our relationship, and we both had personal issues, I would say. I don't want to speak for him, but I will speak for myself. I need to take accountability for where I could heal for myself for the relationship, if that makes sense. Now that I've been able to step out of that relationship and be by myself, be single, and, not have contact or anything like that, it brings light, the errors of his ways, the error of our ways in the relationship, but also the error of my ways. I've posted a video about this in the past, about how I have, and I don't like to say it currently, I would like to start speaking in the past tense because we're trying to manifest a life where I don't have this, but I am diagnosed, or I was diagnosed a while ago, with anxiety and adjustment disorder. Basically, it just takes me a long time to get used to something. Something that I've been recognizing since being single, and something that I've been fighting, is my addiction to stress. Within all relationships, but especially evaluating, how I was within my last relationship, there were obviously high highs and there were low lows. And that back and forth of, the dopamine hits along with cortisol increase of, the stress hormone from when you get into an argument with somebody, and then the worrying about what happens after the fact, that whole process is something that I got stuck in. This isn't to blame anybody else in the relationship. This is strictly just analyzing my own behaviors and my emotions that came up within that relationship. And now that I'm not in it, I'm able to take a step back and be like, okay, what was really going on? Something that was hard for me was adjusting to being single. And I gotta be completely honest, I had a plan to take you guys on this journey with me, 1 month in, 2 months in, 3 months in, and this is my first video on it because I guess I just wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to share with everybody what was going on. I hadn't even fully processed what was going on. I needed to do a lot more internal work, internal processing, before I started doing it externally. I think something that I need to acknowledge about the breakup and all these feelings stirring up in me of, missing him or missing the relationship or grieving the relationship or yearning for it, is that my body is addicted. It's used to that relationship. It was used to the what ifs and the not knowing, and even just the communication. When you talk to someone for 3 years and you spend time with them, it builds this sort of security within you, right? And That is something that I'm fighting, or that I'm working with post breakup. It's not just missing my ex. There was that. And don't get me wrong, I still do think about him and miss him, but I have gratitude towards the good parts of our relationship and acknowledge that I can release the bad parts. But where it gets deeper for my personal healing is that my body is physiologically addicted to stress, and I'm going through withdrawal of that relationship during the breakup. Even if it's 5 months down the road, how I'm feeling is still warranted. How I still have these negative thoughts, or these like this worrisome, or this attachment, or like why isn't it working, all of these things. And I'll get a physiological response within my body. See, in the past, people can probably even vouch for this, if you know me personally, that I used to be one that would kind of run towards chaos. I was drawn towards chaos. I'd also try to, put out fires, other people's fires, be a fireman for other people's problems. I think that speaks to how my nervous system acts, what it's used to, if that makes sense. With this knowledge of that, my body, with the breakup, is going through withdrawal of those cortisone hits, of the dopamine and serotonin hits, and just being with that person, that's where I need to focus. I need to unlearn those behaviors. I need to rewire my brain, and I need to start implementing embodiment practices that are going to soothe, nourish, and calm my nervous system. My nervous system is used to being stressed. It's used to being in fight or flight. That's kind of like my homeostasis, I would think. That's where my body feels most comfortable. Even if mentally I don't feel comfortable there, it doesn't matter. My body will have that reaction, have that gut feeling, that gut clenching feeling, that like energy run up to my chest and kind of like puff it up and then get a lump in my throat. That's kind of how anxiety manifests in my body. A realization that I've been having is that something that I need to heal is my body's reaction to stress. I've known that for a long time, but I guess this is tied to relationships too. I want to create a new home base for myself. I want to feel more at peace, more at ease, and less swayed by other people, less reactive, if that makes sense. I'm also kind of known for being more of like a hothead, a spitfire, things like that. I think those are pretty decent qualities in people if you're like that. No shame in the game, but it's the healing process of what is triggering me and why am I triggered, and is this coming from a place that's healthy, or is this coming from a place that doesn't really need to be there in the first place? Is this something that I need to put more attention on, more love and more care? I kind of want to share with you guys just some things that I've been doing to put more love into myself and more care into myself, and try to have more awareness around my trigger points and the things that I need to heal for myself, but also for when I step into my next romantic relationship, but also my friend relationships, my family, acquaintances, everything. Honestly, at the start, like I'm trying to look back and it's still kind of like this, but mornings and evenings are like the hardest. They were the hardest for me, probably because I was in my head more. It's the times where I'm alone more often. So in the morning, I would wake up and just like be hit with that realization of like, shit, this is my new reality, right? I'm single, this person is no longer in my life, and I need to adjust and revisualize, what's going on, and change my patterns of my day-to-day life and my week-to-week life, because that person's not there anymore. Something I've been doing in the morning. Affirmations. Now, I know that's talked about a lot. Do your affirmations. Words are so powerful. What you think is what manifests. I truly believe that. And it is hard as to combat negative thoughts. At least for me. My go to is a negative headspace. That's automatically where my head goes. I get anxiety in the morning, and I get that lovely physiological response of the cortisol shooting, of like the worry of, oh shit, I gotta start the day, I gotta make a to-do list, I gotta blah, 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 blah. Right? On top of that, I'd just be bombarded with these thoughts of, what is he doing? What are you doing now? Are you even good enough? You fucked up in the relationship. You have things you need to heal. Blah 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 blah. Like just all of these things. I'm never gonna find love again. I'm never gonna be able to be motivated. All of these things. And so I've started writing just simple affirmations on my phone, on a notes app in my phone. And as soon as I woke up in the morning, I'd roll out of my bed, get on my yoga mat, and I'd just pull my phone out and go immediately to my notes section and pull up that self-love affirmations. And I want to share a couple with you. So just kind of listen. I invite you to just kind of sit back in a comfortable position. Close your eyes if you can, if you're in a safe space to do that. And just kind of put your hand over your heart and drop into that space with me for a second. Right away in the morning, this is what I would do for myself to try to calm my nervous system and realign myself. Close your eyes. I am free to become the best version of me. I honor the love I shared. I am allowing myself to feel all of my emotions. I am whole on my own. My heart is opening to new possibilities. I am decisive. I trust myself. Now, thank you for doing that with me if you did. I also just want to point something out. The way I read that is a lot different from when I read it the first couple weeks, the first couple of months of the breakup. Intention of these is to combat the negative self-sabotaging thoughts that I would experience in the morning. And they really do help. But I gotta be honest, when I first started saying these, I was bawling in tears, like curled up in a ball on the floor, like couldn't even get through them. They felt so unnatural, so unreal. They didn't resonate with me. It's like, none of these are true. You know what I mean? Now I'm able to feel them and be like, yeah, this is exactly how I am. I am free to become the best version of myself. The love that I had with my ex was true and real, and I honor that. But now I can release it. The other part of it is my decision making. And so I've added ones like I am decisive and I trust myself, because that's something that I struggle with too, with the anxiety and the adjustment, is trying to make decisions and think, okay, what's next for me in life? And just reminding myself every morning that I have faith and trust in myself and the universe, and I am decisive with my choices, really set me up for success. And I still use these affirmations to this day, but this is something that I needed at the start because the negative thoughts were just so strong. Another thing that I've been doing, people talk about this all the time, and I'm going to bring it up because it is one of my favorite things. It is journaling. I journaled my ass off. Like, you want to talk about processing and, speaking with source, God, whoever you want to call it. That's my way of connecting with myself and the higher, greater entities out there for guidance and reassurance. And journaling really helped me process a lot of shit and also kind of form some awareness. I've been journaling since I was like 13 years old, and I think I'm on my 4th or 5th book. It's back there. I don't know if you guys can see it. I was also able to go back at my old journals and read my headspace and where I was at and how I was feeling within the relationship and different parts of myself or different parts of my life. That really helped put some awareness on what was real and what was like this delusion that I was making up, right? Because usually when we're mourning heartbreak, it's really, really easy to stay on the positive things, right? Why did it let go? We were so good, blah, 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 blah. When in reality, Obviously, everything's meant for a reason, and we didn't work out, so there are reasons behind that, and it's probably for the best for both parties, me and him. So journaling really gave me the space to cultivate awareness, give myself compassion, and start to unpack the underlying emotions and triggers that are coming up now that I'm out of a relationship. Other thing that I've been doing is just trying to like romanticize life. And I know that's been a big thing. It's kind of a hot topic. I would just like to bring it into my viewpoint, I guess. Especially, you know, in Western society, I think that we put a lot of value onto our romantic partners, on, you know, the monogamous sexual partner who we're gonna marry, have kids with, do all of that. And once that's gone, for some, it can be hard to feel like there's any romance, any love of any sort when that's gone. What I've been trying to do is invite romance and love and light into a lot of aspects of my life. But just for myself, it can be like an alone thing that I do. It doesn't necessarily have to involve other people. We'll say on top of that, it's also good to lean on your friends and family and other supports, because there's love and there's appreciation and support there. And so putting more of your time and effort into other people can help if you really spent a lot of your time with your romantic partner. So I just wanted to start romanticizing my life more, because I don't want to look towards someone else for romance. I just want to be able to cultivate it for myself. Some things that I've been doing alone is, I'm looking on my screen, and some of these might be a little weird, so hold on to your chair. It's okay. If you want to judge, my feelings are not going to be hurt, I promise you. But first is, I started doing naked yoga. Now, I do it at home. I do it usually, you know, in my bedroom. I close the door, and I can do it. Usually my favorite time is in the morning when I wake up, because I sleep with like boxers and a t-shirt. So I just kind of strip off that and then just kind of admire myself and have my affirmations and look at myself for who I really am, you know, on the outside, but then also take that time to look at Sierra for who she is on the inside. And I feel like the naked yoga really cultivated this sense of like vulnerability that I was able to sit with and just kind of accept myself. At first it felt weird doing naked yoga, but now it's a romantic practice that I do for myself when I wanna love on myself more. Something else that I've been doing is eating in the bath. People might find that weird. I don't care. I love my bath times. I have my crystals out. I bring plants in there. I bring like my little ceiling lamp, like the lights that have like all the colors and then the lights and stuff. I bring that in there. I do like smoke cleansing and all of that. I'll just sit there and eat dinner in there, and I'll read a book and I'll watch TV and just do all of my activities in the bath, because I'm a water person. I love being around water. It makes me happy. That's something that I've been doing for myself, is just taking more time by myself and appreciating my alone time. Another thing that I've been doing is, this is kind of random, but I did want to tell you guys about it. Pinterest. I'm obsessed with Pinterest. On my phone, I have, you know how there's widgets for different applications? I have like 4 or 6 Pinterest widgets on one of my home screens. It's not like my first one, but it's like my second one. And it just has like the pins that I've made. So I have like a food board, a luxury board, self-care board, and a couple other things that I can't remember right now. It's a way of romanticizing my life. It's a way of visualizing what I want for myself, because when you come out of a relationship, sometimes it's hard to know what the F you're doing. What is your plan? What's your goals? Now, fortunately, not too many of my things shifted. You know, we were very individualistic, where I had my goals and he had his goals, where when we broke up, it's not like everything fell apart. But I do find that having some sort of visualization aspect and something to kind of help you build what you're working for helps keep your mind excited for the future, present, but then also being able to kind of stay out of the past, if that makes sense. I also feel like I'm talking a lot with my hands. Ooh. Those are the big things that I wanted to share, and kind of where I'm at with being single now, going from a 3-year relationship to now being almost 6 months single, and where my mentality's at, where my emotions are at, and where my behaviors are at, and the triggers that have been coming up. And I'm still working on it. This video by no means is like a check mark completed, meaning that I don't need to do these things anymore. I'm completely healed from my last relationship. That's not what this means. I guess I just wanted to tell you guys or share with you guys that it's a process, but it'll be okay, and that there are things that you can focus on, and there are things that help me to come to a deeper understanding of who I am and how I show up in the world and how I want to become better. This is kind of my first like relationship type of video, so please let me know if you have any comments or questions below. I would love to hear from you guys. The last thing I guess I just want to say is, if you're going through a breakup currently, which I know if you're not right now, you have in the past, or you might in the future, you'll be just fine. You really will. Not that it's going to be easy. Honor where you're at, and know that as you honor where you are, that's going to push forward your healing process. Instead of you masking or pushing down how you're feeling or just trying to ignore it, wherever you're at this moment in time is completely valid and okay. Give yourself the space and the time to honor it so you can move on, because that's how our bodies work. You honor the emotions, you process them, and they will be let go. Emotions and feelings are temporary, so you'll get through it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys found some value from this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.